all right. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Inglewood Enterprise Show Some Love show here. Can TV, the last show of the season. I got my great guest here, Tiffany Green. She's a mental health specialist, yoga instructor. Clinical thing we're going to talk about in 1 minute. But I want to tell y'all something about Inglewood Enterprise Gallery. Go ahead, Brother Omari. This is how y'all can locate us. We are at 35th and Racine, 1200 West 35th Street. It's all right. Yay, he came back. Woohoo. Email me, enterprisegallery@gmail.com. We are non-for-profit and we teach youth entrepreneurship skills. Thank you, Omari and viewers. If you want to give us a call me, 312-738-1060. So Tiffany L Green, I know you as a mental health specialist, and I see these names behind these initials behind your name. I want you to clarify what they are and tell me more about you. What's a MSW? What's a LCSW? And who is Tiffany L Green?
Okay, well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, my name is Tiffany Green. Grew up, born and raised in Chicago.
What part?
Inglewood, South
Inglewood?
Side.
Okay. All right.
So MSW, that means that I have a master's degree in social work.
Oh.
I received my master's degree from Chicago State University.
Okay,
so
all right. HBCU.
And got my undergrad in Macomb, Illinois.
Okay.
At Western Illinois University. A licensed clinical social worker. So that means after my MSW, I spent an additional 2 years with studying clinical work and having clients and being provided clinical supervision from a licensed clinical social worker.
Wow.
And I had to pass a clinical exam to become a licensed clinical social worker, and so that's the highest license that I can have with my master's degree in the field of social work.
Okay, so you got the degree and you can practice it with the license.
Yes, and that means that not only do I have my license, but I can have my own company, my own business under that license, supervise other people, and a lot of additional.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So the Resiliency Center.
Yes.
You're in your own company. You just recently started.
Yeah, we just made a year in September.
Okay.
Yep.
And what made you start this company, and what are the goals of the company and the mission statement, and give me something.
Okay, absolutely. Well, the Resiliency Center, I like to call it Agent of Change.
Agent of Change. I like that.
And we focus on wellness. We focus on mental health, and our goal is to assist individuals, families, and communities on their goal related to wellness and mental health.
All right. I think that the family plays a large part on the mental health of an individual. But I'm not a doctor. I ain't got no degrees. I don't know. This is just my natural instinct.
Yeah.
Through your experience, would you agree or disagree? Or, I mean, I know does it start there, or is more to it, or what, am I making this up, or what?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
The family is that first system and that first template of how you interact with society. And so you learn compassion, and you learn about communication, and you learn about goals through your family unit. Sometimes that's healthy, sometimes that's unhealthy. And, those things affect us. And so when we become a little bit older, it's really important for us to unpack those things and realize, if the things that we learned in that family unit, is that helpful for us? Is it helpful for us?
Is it helpful to the family?
Absolutely. Do those things serve us? Or is it time to kind of let go of those things and unlearn those things?
Okay.
Or keep them if they're working out.
Work it out, do a little bit of both. Shed some, work it out.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. I brought that up because I saw you do a bunch of cool things here. Family therapy, group therapy, individual therapy, trauma-informed yoga. What's that?
Okay.
Trauma-informed yoga.
So trauma-informed yoga is implementing and practicing yoga from a trauma-informed lens. So
like if I was in a car accident, then I would practice a certain form of yoga to help me get through the car accident. Or no, I'm gonna let you answer.
Yeah, absolutely. So being in a car accident can be a very traumatic experience.
Indeed.
Not for everybody.
True.
But for some people, it can leave a very long-lasting effect. You may have some anxiety related to driving. You may feel like you might re-experience that. And your body, once you experience a physical trauma, that trauma stays with you.
I will agree, because I still don't drive, and I've been in about more car accidents than a notion, so I might be why I'm traumatized on purchasing a vehicle, but I'm still going to stay safe. I'm going to get a car in the future. I'm going to be scared forever. And then I was traumatized when I was 3 and I drowned in a pool. So now I really don't want to learn how to swim, but I know how to float, and I got like all of the water. Invite me to the pool. I got everything. Absolutely. I just don't know how to swim.
That's the start.
Okay.
That's the start though. You recognize that, and then you have some goals towards working on those. Yes. And absolutely, when we experience something, that's kind of like the definition of a trauma, because not every time that something bad happens to us is it traumatic. Yeah. It becomes traumatic when it affects your day-to-day experiences and interactions and relationships with people. Okay. So the fact that you had the car accident, and it's really troubling for you or challenging for you to want to purchase a car or drive a car. Right.
And look, these car accidents, I wasn't even driving. So now I'm really even scared. What happened if I start driving? Oh, no.
Absolutely. Then you have those thoughts of what happened to you when you were,
Yeah, I was like cars. 7 in my first car accident. They wrecked the car. I was able to walk away. My mom had whiplash. I was just like, I'm 7. Oh, no, I don't want to drive.
Right.
But now that I'm getting older, I got a license. I done rented some cars, so I'm taking some steps there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's great. And so when you do trauma-informed yoga take those things into consideration. So if you've been to a traditional yoga class, your teacher, absolutely, and they're different for everybody, but some teachers might, touch you in particular ways to help you or guide you in poses, or you may get a lot of direction to do particular things, where in trauma-informed yoga, it recognizes that you may have experienced situations in where touch makes you uncomfortable, or people telling you to do particular things make you uncomfortable. So the goal is to come as you are, and to help you be present in your mind and in your body, and to release those things that no longer serve you. With practicing relaxation poses, and breathing.
So that's how it becomes trauma-informed.
Absolutely. And just being present, because we don't get a lot of time to sit and be present with ourselves.
In the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because sometimes we're either stuck in the past or we're worrying about the future, but to be present in the now, there's a lot of things to something I work on, which I know is the rules, but man, sometimes I'll be like, my past is holding me back. I can't let it go. I let it go. I see the future. I just need to get closer to the future. How can I get there? But with you say trauma-informed yoga could develop strategies of using yoga to work out basically a organizational system to accomplish your goals and to basically get through day-to-day life.
Absolutely. To help you feel better physically, emotionally.
Now, it's all sounds so. Cleanliness, wellness workshops and clinical supervision sound very similar to me. Can you break it down for like the street person, like in this layman's term, like clinical wellness workshops and then clinical supervision? What?
Okay, so I'll tell you the difference between those. So clinical supervision, and so currently I'm working with Purdue Northwest University, and so I provide clinical supervision to their students. And so what that means is they have a counseling program. And they see people in their community who may not have health insurance. The students who are working on their counseling degrees see them.
Okay.
So, of course, they have all the skills. They're learning those things in school, and so they meet with me weekly.
Okay.
To ask questions just to make sure they're using the correct interventions with those people and talking about different ways that we can help them or guide them. And also, I help them with any crises that might arrive.
Okay.
And so
that's the supervision part.
That's the clinical supervision. So working with young counselors who are on the track to be social workers or therapists or even, people who want to obtain their clinical license. So I provide them with the supervision.
Now, how long did you go to school for all of these cool things?
I went to school for 4 years for undergrad, and then I did another 3 years for my master's degree, but that was because I went part-time because I was working.
Exactly. You got to have a little life and a little school. Understand. All right. So.
And then the additional 2 other years for clinical training.
All right. And so your undergrad was in?
My undergrad, I got my bachelor's in social work and law enforcement.
All right.
Yep, and got my master's in social work. Yep.
That's good. I got my bachelor's in communication, speech communication. Yeah, I like to talk. Talk.
Oh, communication is a skill.
Yes, it is. The listener, the receiver, the message.
Absolutely.
They have degrees about that. That is so cool. So that makes it easier for me to understand clinical and wellness workshops. So those are like workshops where you have guests and clients come and you basically kind of do more one-on-one. It's more of a smaller group type of thing in these workshops, correct?
Yeah.
From like anywhere between like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hours, something like that type of thing?
Absolutely. I work with other people who are interested in wellness and
you got any current workshops going on?
I do not have any workshops happening right now, but I will have some in February.
You should do something Zoom. We all Zooming. Y'all see that? Tiffany L Green got us a Zoom next year. Y'all heard it today on Can TV. Okay.
Absolutely. I got you.
I want to sign up too. Now, so I'm in shape. I'm out of shape. And I like yoga and Tai Chi because it keeps me feeling like I'm in shape. I don't know, like how do we connect yoga and mental wellness? Okay, and look, if y'all listening, y'all can give me a call, 312-738-1060. My guest here, Tiffany Green. We're discussing mental health and yoga right at this moment, but we're talking about mental health in the Black community and basically mental health in every community, period. I'm not just going to stop and put people over here and over there and all that. So my question again, yoga, how does yoga help mental health? That's my new question.
Well, so it doesn't have to be yoga. It can be anything. It can be, a hike. It can be a walk in the park. It can be whatever feels good for you. So yoga in general is really good because, again, it really focuses on being present. It focuses on breathing.
Being present in and out, okay.
Absolutely. It focuses on calming poses. So it helps you to just regulate that mind-body sort of experience at your own pace. And I think with yoga sometimes people think of like I want to say the colonized version of yoga, or people, standing on their heads, or like doing back
doing some weird poses you can't even get into.
Yeah, and twisting your body in these weird ways. And I mean, that's okay if that's a goal for you. I don't necessarily feel like I need to do a handstand, but it's about meeting yourself like where you are. But the main purpose of yoga is yoga means unity.
I like the breathing in yoga too. Boy, that's good.
It's the mind-body connection. So it's becoming one. Okay. And so in doing that is, the breathing. It's the relaxation. It's being present with yourself and your body, giving yourself some grace and meeting yourself,
so the more present you are with yourself, you would say the more grasp you have at a healthy mental health?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Studies show over and over again that people who practice, and again, this doesn't have to be yoga.
Okay.
This can be, taking,
A walk.
4 or 5 minutes to, calm your mind, taking a
Okay.
walk.
Okay.
Get up your extra 5 minutes and do your favorite dance, do electric slide, do whatever you need to do. Yeah, to get that feel good, that
The feel
dopamine,
good
the
energy.
serotonin.
Serotonin.
Movement.
Okay.
So whatever that is for you, it doesn't
Okay.
have to be yoga, but studies show over and over again that movement and being
makes
present,
you feel good.
absolutely, it increases the dopamine, the serotonin,
Okay. Okay.
in our brains.
Good. Okay, so now, all right, so now this whole mental health thing, I want to just go into this. Okay, so, all right, we talked a little bit about family affecting mental health. I mean, we saying that you have to be present in the now to affect mental health. But, okay, so like your economic stature, your family, love, life stature, all this stuff got to deal with your mental health. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I do know people don't like going to the dentist.
Mm-hmm.
And I have yet to meet a lot of people who've been to see a psychiatrist
Mm-hmm.
or even talk to a counselor or even have a mentor. They think you're crazy if you talk to somebody else about what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you have to work through it with another individual so that you can have a clear head, because when you're going through some stuff, you're a little clouded. It's a little cloudy. You might think you're thinking in the now when you're thinking about yesterday, and you need your friend or your comrade or your mentor to say, hey, wake up, come on, So I do know that, but a lot of people don't know that,
Yeah.
And a lot of people have different theories. If you had both parents in your household, I know that ain't got nothing to do with it, because I had a single parent household. And so I just like, how do we I guess not necessarily win, but how do we maintain mental health in the Black community? Or I don't know if that's a repetitive question. Or help me out, Tiffany. Help me out.
That is a really good point.
Okay.
Oftentimes there are lots of barriers to seeking quality mental health services.
Okay.
And the African American community, you mentioned a lot of good points. The social economical piece is really important. If people are struggling, to pay water bills and to get food on the table, and to make sure that they have enough gas in the car,
get the kids to school, get to work.
Absolutely, it's really hard to kind of hone in on yourself, because you have all these big economic and structural things around you that present as barriers.
Okay.
So it is difficult for you to maneuver that, and not to mention that a lot of African Americans have had troubles in going to the doctor and receiving quality service, going to the dentist and receiving quality service, or even a lot of times when African Americans and other marginalized communities do seek those services, it's sort of imposed on them by the state, and so then they oftentimes don't have good experiences then either. So there are a lot of barriers and a lot of reasons why people might not decide, like, no, like, I'm good, I'm gonna talk to my friend, or I got Jesus, like, that's fine too. You can have Jesus and Allah and have a therapist too.
Exactly. Right. There's nothing wrong with it.
That's okay. And also too, like you mentioned, the stigma of it, right? So we grow up like, nope, like my mama did it, my mama did it,
exactly.
my mama,
you ain't gonna say I'm crazy.
Right,
I'm not crazy.
Exactly. You know what? We all struggle and we got through it. We didn't have to talk to a therapist, and so so you pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You have your hard times, but you get through it.
Yeah. But it's about to be 2022, so we gotta do a little bit more than that.
Absolutely. So again, that kind of goes back to what I told you earlier on, like kind of unpacking those experiences. Like, okay, just because mama did it and grandma did it,
don't mean you got to do it necessarily.
Absolutely. And how did that outcome really, really work out for them? Like,
what were the pros and the cons, the benefits and things? Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow. Oh, man, so I like your new logo here. I don't know, y'all can't see it over there. This is the new logo and things. I got the hat and all. The logo, was designed by one of my art friends. What's his name again? You remember?
Art.
The
Is his name Art?
Oh yeah, his name is Art. Was it? I think so. Chirac Nation. It don't matter. We'll find out later. Anyway, shout out to the dope graphic designer here.
Absolutely.
I think his name is Art with Chirac Nation. If I'm wrong, hey, these are the views of Queen Zenobia here on the Show Some Love show. Wow, my phone started texting.
Yeah, he did.
This is good. Amazing job. I'm so glad. At this point, I want to know if there's anything else you want to like share with me or share with the people. Like, I mean, we discussed some things about mental health. I don't know if I dived into the Resiliency Center as hard as I could. I know we talked about the services that you offer. I mean, so you kind of talked about what inspired you to start this company. But you know, at this point, like, give me something. Like,
sure.
Before you start, I want to read your mission statement here. It says the Resiliency Center is a mental health and wellness agent of change, committed to assisting individuals and families and communities on their journey to wellness and healing. And that there's a mission of the Resiliency Center. So, back to you. Okay, so you say you're working on some workshops next year with the company. I mean, like, give me something. Give me something. I see a lot of stuff on this. Tell me something on there. One of them notes you meant to share with the people.
Absolutely. So we'll be hosting workshops. We'll be doing our trauma-informed yoga.
Okay.
I also partner with the Lake County Juvenile Justice System, and I do trauma-informed with residents there. I'll still be working with Purdue. I am also a licensed continuing education provider. And so for other people who have licenses, you have to have a certain amount of hours to keep your license.
Okay.
And so I'll be hosting workshops focused on yoga, focused on mental health, focused on wellness, focused on healthy eating and how your eating affects your mental health. So we have those coming up.
I got an online question that just came in from you here. Can you tell me what are some signs that someone is depressed? Because not everyone seems depressed. Rest in peace, Mike One. He was depressed and then he took his life like that. And also shout out to brother artist Akbar. Akbar to sign a sticker. But what are signs that someone is depressed? Because it's not something that you see daily. You know, like even all my friends be like, "Oh, Zenobia, you so happy." They just don't be knowing I be depressed. So what are some signs of depression?
Well, it can present differently in lots of people.
Okay.
So when you just consistently notice yourself possibly like in a low mood, irritable, you don't want to be bothered, sometimes you can't eat, sometimes you you don't want to sleep, you lose hope. Things you enjoy, you do not enjoy them anymore. Sometimes
but what about some people who act like they enjoying themselves?
That's what I was about to get into. Okay. Again, so that low mood, and I think a lot of people kind of think that of like that super low mood, but sometimes depression may not present like that. Sometimes depression can present as anger. Sometimes people can temporarily, put on that front, like, okay, I'm a, put on my happy face, I'm gonna put on my mask, with my friends, with my people.
Okay.
So they don't know, and they even might temporarily feel a little bit better, but then once everything else goes away, it's like, and they're by themselves again. It's like, okay, like, what do I do from here? But depression may not always present as a low mood. It can be those people who present like super like happy, because sometimes they use that as their mask, or a lot of comedians suffer from depression. And I know Robin Williams, he committed suicide, and what I hear a lot of comedians say is like, oftentimes they feel so low when they can bring joy to other people through comedy and laughter, and help people not feel as low as they felt. It brings them like a sense of peace and joy. So yeah, sometimes that person who seems like they just have it all together, they got the best house, the best car, always appear like to be in a good mood and to be in good spirits, things are not always
How can we inspire people to see more therapists or get more mental health help? Mental health help. Yeah.
I think it's really important to understand that self-preservation and self-care is not selfish. So a lot of times we might be super hyper focused on like other people and helping other people out, but we forget like about ourselves. We often encouraging other people like, you can do it, like you got it, but on the other end, we have
yourself with that same amount of energy and things.
Talk to yourself, have positive inner dialogue with yourself, just like you have that dialogue with your friend. Like, yeah, girl, you got it.
Yeah.
You saying that to your friend,
but have it to yourself.
Absolutely. But in your head, you're talking down to yourself. We call it stinking thinking. We thinking about everything that can go wrong.
Stinking
thinking. And that does not serve you.
Someone said that I should write in a journal. What are the benefits of journaling?
Yeah. So journaling is a good tool for some people and they enjoy it. So with journaling, it's
like I be writing to myself. You hear this, Zenobia? This is what's going on.
Absolutely. So when you don't have maybe you don't have anybody to talk to, but you have all these thoughts and all these feelings and all these emotions inside of your head. So what journaling does is you get those thoughts, that stinking thinking or the good thinking or whatever from out of your head and on into paper. And so that serves as a release. And it also helps you to track your progress and so you
can't keep things bottled in, so it's another good way to release.
Absolutely. So some people write, some people will, tear it up, some people might burn it, but it's just the fact of like just getting it out of your head and on into paper is really important.
Okay. So that is what some of the things you use to start your company. Is that what I'm saying with the Resiliency Center? You wrote down what you need to do, thought it out on paper, did it, filed for the business license, boom, got the logo, moving on to great things, workshop in 2022. Tell me something. So you say you're from Inglewood. Have you been able to go back into your home community to share some of this knowledge and awareness and things? Like I always say, let's start back from where you're from. I know these possibly might be some of your goals, but I don't know. Can you touch on that topic for me?
Absolutely, that is definitely a goal of mine. So when I do my yoga, workshops, those things are for everybody, and I do definitely this year want to work on more partnerships in the community.
Man, I just thought about it. My company, we from Inglewood Enterprise Gallery. We started in Inglewood, but yes, our office is based in Bridgeport, but we work with other communities. We teach art, entrepreneurship, and sewing classes to the youth in Inglewood. If you're familiar with the Whole Foods, it's on 63rd and Halsted. They're like these cute little art sticks that some of our youth, we commission them to put the art sticks up and things like that. So that's some of the projects that we work on in the Inglewood community. And also, we want to teach more men how to sew.
Okay.
It's like, everybody making it, sewing is a woman's job. Nah, anybody can know how to sew. It don't matter who you're, man, woman, child. If you want to learn how to sew up some clothes, let's do it. So that's what we be doing. And so I do want to offer you into that. I want to, it's almost to the wrap up.
I would love to come and teach some wellness.
And when the weather get warm, we be back outside and we do some yoga in the park or whatever. And pass out make a little literature, let people know it's okay to talk to somebody. A professional help can go a long way, all right? Now, my professional guest here, Tiffany L Green, she shared some things with me. I'm going to short cap it for y'all. Be present in the now, okay? Develop strategies to work on stability in your own mental health. Journaling is the bomb because it's a way to release. Future workshops, future wellness and clinical workshops coming in 2022. And I am out almost. Okay, I got a few more seconds. So, 1 minute. Oh, that 1 minute. This season has been great with CAN TV. I want to thank CAN TV. I want to thank my guest here, Tiffany Green. I want to thank Omari. I want to thank the whole crew here. And I'll see y'all in 3 more months. Peace.